So believe it or not, that really was Sister Kim. And a lot of people are wondering where we got a sound bite from all the screaming. Well, them sound bites came from
Morrow Hill, from Morrow's.
Hey folks, Lester here, hanging out with Jamie. And there might be a third. Jamie did have 2 dates last night to the prom. She didn't even realize it at first. She showed up with me, and she ended up going home with Gary. Just Gary. We'll just stay with Gary. And if you don't know what we're talking about, then where have you been? But yeah, Jamie and Gary and Lester. It was interesting. We had a great time. I do see that both Facebook and YouTube are here, so that's awesome. Also, we could not play our usual intro because someone reported us for being abusive to animals, and Facebook says, "Oh my God, they're fighting with ostriches."
Yeah. That turns out to be a violent act, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, so Lester's being violent by saving my own life from Carl. Was reported as animal abuse, and I'm thinking, no, I was running for my life with my pants pulled down around my ankles, and it just so happened to be caught on video.
It's a moment that we're never going to forget.
No, we'll never forget it, and we have all that footage, but we're no longer going to be able to play it on our Facebook channel.
That's the truth.
You know, it's crazy about Facebook. I don't want to get on that rant right now. We got some better things to talk about. That you go to Facebook and you can watch some crazy stuff, things that you don't think should be on the internet, things that you don't want your children seeing. And then innocent things are the ones that everyone's flag for violations. But it is what it is. Guys, we're very blessed to have you here tonight. I've picked out a comment that I was reading. You may not know this, but before we go live, we can already see all the YouTubers. Facebook doesn't know we're live. They don't get notifications until we actually click go live. But from the time that we build and we create our broadcast, even though we normally start right around 8, it will notify YouTube, and they'll start jumping on. So we can start seeing all those comments early. And I sometimes wait for Jamie to get ready. So I sit here and I read all the comments to see kind of what the mood is, what everyone's talking about. And Wendy says, the Gary/Lester movie, that was so much fun. It was great. Just a great job to the whole family for getting behind you on that. And that's the fun part about this family. And the interesting part that there's so many folks who don't understand the dynamic of this family even after all of these years. And from the things that we create and the content that we work on, and a lot of folks still don't understand how we all interact with each other on pretty much a daily basis. I wouldn't say that we get the whole family together more than once or so a week, but we communicate through Family Messenger, which is our own little whole family of everybody on Facebook Messenger, obviously with texting, and we live on the same property, so everyone is just right there. There's not a day that goes by that you don't see and interact with everybody. So having them find out what my plan was for my Halloween special, I do want to, and I'm not trying to keep you quiet. Okay. I'm not reading any comments right now. But I can promise you there's some people saying, let Jamie talk. Let Jamie talk. So if you don't know this, Jamie will talk whenever she's darn ready, and she will shut me up real fast. Gary or not, she will shut up Lester, and she'll shut up Gary. I can promise you that. She's not afraid of Gary. But, you know, we had talked about doing our prom on the 28th, which would be Saturday, the 28th of October. And that was our original prom date. And that was going to be our original skit of Carrie. Well, Gary. We ended up having some family members who were not going to be available on the 28th. And then we had it where we weren't going to have Lex on the weekend after, before. So we had to really play around and get a date that everybody, including Jamie's son and daughter-in-law, could come over and be a part of with us. So any event that we plan is never easy. When you involve so many people and you try to work it out to where everyone can come be a part of it, it's never easy. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But as far as getting people on board, let me go ahead and remove that comment so people can see the full screen. But as far you see what I see? Do you know what I'm laughing about? No.
I do.
Lester, Jamie, and Gary. Yeah, Gary's here, y'all. He's just, you never know when Gary will show his face. Getting the entire family on board is not really that hard, as if I can find time to sit down and share the vision of what I would like to see happen, then it's easy. It's hard when I just catch them offhand and say, hey, do me a favor and do this, or do me a favor and say this. Then they don't really understand and everything. But we had fun talking about it and planning it. Everyone in our family knows the movie Carrie. And if you've never seen the original, I believe it was Sissy Spacek who was Carrie. And it was John Travolta's first motion picture.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. It's a long time ago. And I actually have never seen the full movies. I read the book. Mm-hmm. So I understood it absolutely. And Lester showed me the trailer. And that's where it started to have its creation. And when he went to tell the family, Lester has an incredible way of bringing people along. So whenever he shares his vision and says, what I really would like for you to, help me with is XYZ, they understand it in a clear way. And they were very familiar with the storyline and everything else. So it made it really easy, I think, for this time.
Oh yeah,
for people to go along.
Absolutely. And it was just fun. We had so much fun. Now, I would say the hardest part of the week was all of the Easter eggs that we were dropping to lead up to it. So, and jump in anywhere. I feel like, and I told Jamie this about midweek, that by about Wednesday or Thursday, people were just, Lester, why don't you keep recording these secret conversations? Why don't you give your family some privacy? Why don't you show us this instead of just showing us that? And you would not believe how many people tuned out of the video as soon as I showed the secret conversation that I captured on my security camera. But without having those conversations, it would have never went along the storyline of Carrie. Because if you remember in the movie Carrie, she was the way that she was constantly belittled and ridiculed and talked down to and kind of forgotten and like just an extra. And that is kind of what made her go off because, and then of course the whole plot.
Kids are mean even back in the 70s, I think it was the 70s. And they made fun of her and it would make her mental health sort of spiral, and she would have telekinetic. Is that right?
Telekinesis. Yeah,
telekinetic powers. That when she would rage inside, it would make things.
Her emotions
do things.
So I really appreciate that. Someone is saying, Lester, if you have to explain it, it's just way over their head. And I get that. I kind of agree with that, but I also don't mind explaining things because even real movie producers will do screen sets, they call them, right? Mm-hmm. Where they kind of go back and talk about their mindset. I remember the guy for Star Wars. Is it George Lucas, or do you know?
I've never seen Star Wars.
So I never really understood Star Wars. I'll be honest. I've watched them all.
Oh, yeah? But
I never really got it. How the timing and everything. And I never really got it. And so it wasn't until I saw the behind the scenes with, I don't know who George Lucas was, the director, the writer, whatever, maybe all of those. And George Lucas, I think that I'm right. And when he started to explain things, and then a light bulb went off. And then I watched Star Wars since then, and I understood it, and I got it, and I enjoyed it a whole lot more. So I don't mind having a moment and talking about the things that went into it because it was a lot. But no, it was fun. It was fun. What was your favorite part of the prom? You don't got to say the movie. You don't got to say Lester Skit. It's okay. I'm not going to go off.
I think that I was really surprised at how much everybody as a whole participated, meaning that they dressed the part, they danced, they sang, they ate, they had fun. I would look around so many times and see people just enjoying themselves. And when you have a large crowd of people who this may or may not be their thing, especially, and I don't mean this in a negative way, people who hang out with each other really frequently. So it's not like a big event to go be around the same people you've been around 2 days ago, or, that type of thing. I didn't know how that would go. Your family eats Sunday dinner together every Sunday. They live in the same spot. And sometimes I think that takes the fun out of getting together. And I was just nervous about how that was going to play out. But to my surprise, I really looked around and saw everyone having a good time in what they were doing, and that they found things and groups and those changed throughout the night. So I don't have a specific, like, this was my favorite part.
Oh, well, I mean, I have my favorite parts of the night that I can remember. There were some obvious favorite parts, but piggybacking on what you just now said, now I've seen Kim in her element. I've seen Tina in her element. I've seen Daniel in his element. But this was the first time that we've all come together in an element, to be in our element together. And so to see Daniel karaoke is something. Now, we all know Daniel has an angel voice.
He has an angel voice.
Daniel, my brother Dan, Uncle Dan, we call him, has an angel voice. He's cook and he can sing. No, so he can sing. He does. He can sing. And Brienne is the one that we have all known. Brienne was always in choir and music.
I didn't know Brienne could sing until this year.
Yeah.
Had no idea. She was like the sandbagger of all sandbaggers when it came to singing. And you made a video and you asked everybody to sing a part. And all of a sudden, Brienne can sing. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Where's Brienne been? So, yeah.
No, Brienne can absolutely sing. I told Jamie, we were talking about our biggest surprises of the night. I think that I was really surprised with how involved my nephew, Buddy. Now, Buddy and Stephanie, the Dimon homestead. Buddy is a unique character in life. And I don't know if I've seen Buddy so involved in everything going on in his entire surroundings. He was a huge part of my skit. I mean, he played a huge role in my skit. As a matter of fact, the crowning and so many things. And I don't know, only for those of you who watched it several times would have probably caught so many of the not the gestures, but the scowling of my mom and the eye roll of Jake and the grin on Buddy. And even the kids are all like
the actors and actresses in this family and the talent. And I don't mean that like everybody's going to Hollywood.
No, we ain't going to Hollywood. We do what we do.
I mean that everybody can put on when said, hey, this is what we're aiming for. It was incredible what everybody did last night. And that, just like you said, went from kids all the way up to your dad. Like, everybody participated in your production.
It was fun, but not just my production. I mean, in the entire night, I kind of rolled off on. I keep rolling. You see, I keep pulling back into my production. I keep like pulling it back. I'm sorry. No, but Buddy was just involved in everything from the karaoke to the dancing to the production to other things going on throughout the night.
He saved the day with a wine bottle opener. I don't know if you knew that part or not.
I remember you were looking for one, and I was going to use a screw gun.
Yeah.
What did Buddy end up doing? A screw gun?
No, he had a wine bottle opener in the RV.
Oh, well, yeah, Buddy and Steph rolled up in their RV. They like parked their RV here in my grass. Who does that?
They shacked up.
The Denman homestead, they do that.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, Jamie wanted to make sure that we were able to post our 5 a.m. video for our coffee drinkers who are probably already in bed. They're not even watching this. They don't even know what we do. And so it was kind of funny because the DJ finally wrapped it up around 11 o'clock last night. And after they were gone, everyone else pretty much leaves with the music, right? Which is normal. It's a long drive for a lot of people. And so since Buddy and Steph were staying over in their RV, of course, Ben was conked out on the couch.
Xander and Kendra were in bed.
Xander and Kendra were in bed. We had a nice time to talk with Buddy, Stephanie, Jamie, and myself. But Jamie had to build her video. Now, this is already 11:30, then midnight. After we've already been going. And then, of course, the day was the longest day. It was the longest day.
Yeah.
And then Jamie had to go in and build her video. So I entertained Bud and Steph for a while. And at some point, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock, Jamie walked out. She goes, okay, my video's uploading. And I'm like, yes, we have a 5 a.m. video. Yeah. We did not want to let down our coffee drinkers who wake up and drink their coffee watching a video at 5 a.m., which is crazy, I know. But so I do want to remind you, because some people keep asking, they want to see the whole prom. So we were strategic this year, and I don't know, I'll get your thoughts on it. Was it a good idea or a bad idea how we kind of divided roles, in your opinion?
I'm a mixed bag.
Okay, talk about it.
So there was a lot going on today for the Morrow family as well, and I feel like people were tired and then had to go to another event together at church, and that delayed some of the videos. So I felt like there were pieces that sort of trickled in later that I think people were anticipating seeing sooner, and it's okay. So I just feel like there was a lot of pressure on everyone, to hurry up and get it out, because everybody knew it happened.
That's kind of true if you think about it. Our Facebook rep told us that the people that watch our videos at 5 a.m. are not the same ones that watch our videos at 5 p.m. An entirely different video. Now, they have the numbers. They have the analytics a lot more than what we do. We always thought it's the same people, this number watch the morning video and watch that. And that's not the case. So what you're saying is true. The 5 a.m.ers probably saw that one piece of video of the introduction of everyone arriving, the red carpet, if we can call it the red carpet. But they weren't able to see the dance, which was on Ellie's page, the karaoke. There are so many pages that play different aspects.
And there's still more to come.
And there's more to come. And so you're right. Someone was not able to sit down with one sitting with their 1 cup of coffee and watch the entire prom.
Not 1 cup. You might have needed a 2 or 3 cup to capture it all. But I also like that it's spread out for those that wanted to sort of like take it in small doses. So it's a mixed bag for me.
Well, and don't forget that the reason that we did it was because we thought it was really the only fair way to do it, for let every creator have their part of the bigger of the whole event. But also we wanted to make sure that we didn't have everybody filming the exact same thing, because that is the most uncomfortable. So what happened was, during the dance, we had one person videoing, and then during the karaoke, we had a different person videoing, so we could all participate and not have everyone wanting to video and not be in it.
So I will say that I think that it was more fun as a participant to not worry about capturing so much on video, to wonder who was going to, because we already knew, like, hey, this is so-and-so's role. And then there were generalization of just things that were happening that some people would grab and some other, but I don't think everybody came here with the mindset of, this is an event that I must capture the 100% on video. And I think that made a difference in people enjoying themselves too.
Absolutely. Well, another big thing was, every creator knows that the video made today was not going to be one they would make any money off of. Think about that for a minute, because when you have a DJ and you have music, that means you have copyright. And so I knew for my skit, I was going to play some Johnny Cash. And so the way it works is, and I'm not trying to talk business, but I'll let you know, if I use a song that I know is not mine, not my original content, then I already know I'm not going to be eligible for monetization. And so every creator knows that when they video this, or they video the dance, or they video the karaoke, if there's music from that DJ in there, even if there's something on TV that's not ours original, you're going to be ineligible. So everyone did it just for the fact of having a part, playing a role in the production of the prom night. And that's powerful to me. That's powerful.
Yeah, I think that people wanted to capture their experience and their perspective of what was going on, and there was so much going on, and there was a photo booth, there was food, there was a bar with drinks, there was a corner with places, places
when
to
is the
sit.
photo booth video coming out?
Not till Tuesday.
So I don't know if you guys even know about this. Hey, could I just show a snippet of what it's going to be like? I have it.
You have one?
So let me show y'all something. Talk about the photo booth, and I'll show them a little snippet of what it is. I got to turn everything back on because I had all my stuff turned off.
So the photo
Don't no one
booth
call me right now.
Is something
that's not funny.
We rented, and they come and set it up, and it looks like a circle stage. And it has a bar coming off of it that holds a camera, but it's motorized. So when you start the camera, you stand on that platform and the thing goes around you and takes a video or a picture. And it's a really cool concept. I think that it was kind of funny because we're all video creators and we're all used to our camera being here in front of our face and holding it, or being pointed at us, and here we had to stand still while the camera moved around us. So it was just a really, really neat thing that was just different, that took it out of our hands.
I'm almost ready. I should probably have given this to Tina because I think that Tina would love this. I know I love it. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that we got from that. Let me find them real fast. It's going to take me a second here. Now, I can't see you all. You can probably see me, but all I can see is my files. What are they probably thinking right now, Jamie?
I don't know, babe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
this is the photo booth. Like? Rob, you look so like a statuesque.
I keep on looking around like you said.
Don't look around, Rob. It's hard not to. Tina's following it around as well. All right, show us how it works, Tina. You gonna play it now? Oh, so it plays for you. Tina was looking for it.
It's funny because when I thought of photo booths, I thought of the kind you used to go into the mall that you put $1 in. And
I did too.
Print it out,
and you close the curtain, and you
yeah. So when I thought of photo booth, that's what I thought was happening. And here comes this
stuff.
thing where it's a video that makes the circle. The funny part is, and this is a little bit embarrassing.
Okay.
All of us girls get on this platform, which is probably not meant for all of us girls. And I say, at that point in the night, it was the kids and everything are trying to get in this picture. Well, that thing is spinning around and it's bumping our behinds the whole time.
No.
So we're like stand up.
I'm trying
like
to suck the hindies in.
So there's a video. We all look like we're doing some sort of weird dance of like up and down in it because we're all trying to squeeze in, relax, and let other people get in it while we're doing it. It is the most hilarious moment.
Look how relaxed Rob got. Right there, y'all saw Rob a little bit stiff. Look how relaxed he got the second time.
Rob's doing what I did. I made faces at it.
Well, it's not having fun. So
there's costumes you can try on if y'all want your costumes too.
So yeah, there was the people that came out and set that photo booth up. They taught us how to use it. Now they did have a lot of not costumes, but little extras, props. You could put on scarves and big glasses and funny hats and everything else. And I'm thinking that's probably more something for like maybe young ladies having a quinceañera or a sweet 16 or a birthday party.
They do a lot of weddings and things like that.
Weddings?
Yeah. You have to think about that. When you go to a wedding, you probably don't get to see every person there. So the thing that comes back from that, like whoever rented it gets to have all those videos of all those people as well.
So and it's not a rule of thumb. There's different things that people could do, but they just kind of suggested kind of go back to back. And that way the camera, as it spins around, is never going to have not anyone to focus on. If you're both standing there hugging each other, it's going to get your front, and then you got to wait. And then you hug, so ultimately they kind of want you to.
Let's just say that Lester and I had to figure that out because our first one, not good.
So the thing is, what happens is, I think it was an iPad that's recording all of that. And then at the end of the night, you have all of that stuff uploaded to your phone. And from there, we send them all off to who they belong to. So I'm not sure exactly when. Now, I will say this, Buddy and Stephanie posted one to their. It's beautiful. I'm going to play it. Can I?
Sure.
So I'm going to have to screen record it first because.
Well, first of all, everybody looked incredible.
Oh yeah, talk about that for a minute.
I have to say that probably is one of my highlights. Was the arrival was truly like an experience for me. Getting to video those moments and take those pictures. I wish that I had like better lighting in a studio because everybody just looked glamorous, and I was so just thrilled. And I think that I captured people feeling beautiful and handsome in those moments too. And you could just feel that energy from G and Pop, from even little Carter, who steps onto the tile and very naturally takes a few steps and does a model spin out of nowhere. Like, I just felt like everyone felt their best in last night, and that was just like one of my most like favorite things about it was that everybody felt comfortable. I think.
And then today, that's all they were talking about. When I went over to the other property, and I'm talking, and everyone just kept talking about how much fun they had at different parts. I mean, the whole night was fun. And I think that everyone was entertained the entirety of the night. There was not a down or a dull or a boring moment. We did have a little bit of a fiasco getting started. We've talked about this a little bit. I think I posted a short video, very short video on Facebook. Our goats, our goats who climb out whenever they feel like it. They saw the DJ setting up and they're like, that looks like fun. And so at some point I walk the DJ over and I show him the open bar. I show him where our restroom is at, and I'm showing him where everything is at, the food and everything. And all of a sudden our goats jump up onto his table and they end up chewing his wires in half. So, you have cords that connect this and that and computers to all the sound stuff. And we walk back over and his cable is chewed in half. And that's not a cable you can just find that's a special cable. So and that was like 20-30 minutes before the thing started. So that was Finn and Starla, and we had to scramble. He had to get on the phone and get another cable. He had his girlfriend drive it over, and he's 40 minutes away. So we knew we weren't going to be able to start on time. But I tell you what, there's always going to be things that set you back, little disasters here and there with our babies. But they had fun, and they chewed the guy's wires in half. Let me show you real fast this video I was talking about with Buddy and Stephanie. And this is what they did on the photo booth. Now, I'm trying to find it. I'm going through the different files that were recorded here. Jamie, where is it?
Arrow down.
Arrow down? This one over here?
Yeah.
I think I may have found it. All right, I'm going to project it for you guys. Now, it's not going to be white. Isn't that beautiful? This is the boomerang where we'll see the other way. Place it in reverse. I'll play that one more time. I love this.
How you do it, apparently. We missed that opportunity.
Buddy has the best hair. I swear he has the best hair.
Yeah, that is absolutely stunning.
So Buddy and Stephanie, did that, and they know how to use the darn thing.
Apparently, they've had some experience.
You're going to find out when Jimmy makes her video that no one else really knew. I think that Brienne did, because Brienne and her mom. Do you have that video? Brienne and her mom. I got it then. Brienne was dancing on that little stage, and Brienne was dressed from the 1920s, that little era with
she looks
the Charleston.
Everybody looks so stunning. Like it's hard for me to say. Like Brie looks so stunning. Steph looks so stunning. Everyone looked incredible.
Hey, the funniest thing though, if you get a chance to watch the video, I think it's on Ellie's channel with the dancing. Try to watch Brienne, how she tries as hard as she can to dance like a 1920s woman would have danced. It's the funniest thing watching her legs kick out, and she's trying to do all these things. So in those days, they kept their knees close. The knees were always close together, but the bottom of their feet is kind of like crocodile hands or maybe. Think about it for a minute. In the 1920s, I guess it was modest to have a woman's legs were closed and at the knees, but from the knees down, she could kick them legs and do all kinds of stuff. And anyway, so I noticed that Brienne has probably been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and so she's literally trying to dance 1920 style.
You don't think her dress was restricting?
Oh, I never thought about that. Maybe her dress was a little bit tight.
I guess you haven't worn a dress lately to know that sometimes you can't move the way that you need to move.
Well, I think it was awesome. And I just got the biggest laugh. And then Jacob, who would have known that Jacob and Connor, two more surprises. I've worked with Jake. I've known Jake, obviously, I would say his whole life. I've known Jake his whole life. Yeah. And I know Jake is being silly and goofy and playful. I did not know that he really could dance. He really can dance. And then Connor, little Connor, which is Buddy and Stephanie's son, their youngest son, can dance. Yeah. And he never run out of steam. When we did our dancing challenge, once again, it's on Ellie's channel, Flip Flop Farmer, we had it blindfolded. It was a blindfold dance. And so the beauty in that is that no one could see each other. And that really gave you a whole lot more confidence to dance and be yourself. Dance like no one is watching because no one's watching.
Except for a camera. Except for a camera.
Except for the cameraman, yes. And then, so once the music started and everyone started dancing, the rule was leave your goggles on. And if the judge comes by and taps you on your shoulder, that's the nice way to leave the dance floor. And so it was kind of the last man standing. And so ultimately it was Jake and Connor who were still dancing at the end. And so the DJ called it for Jake. He didn't realize that Connor was still going Connor's little.
Knocking it out of the park.
Connor was going. So Jake and Connor really stood their ground and battled it out and had no idea.
Can I talk about my favorite moment?
Please, absolutely talk about it. I want to know.
So I got tapped out probably, I don't know, halfway through. Fine, whatever. I'm off to the side. Lissa's next to me. We're watching. We're enjoying everybody dancing. You're still blindfolded. And you're dancing, and you keep making your way to the right a little bit more, more towards.
Well, I think because I have one leg shorter than the other one. I'm guessing because I keep swerving. I'm swerving to the same side.
All I know, at some point in time, you're doing your moves, and you hit the board, not hard, the
column. Column. I hit the column.
Not hard, but you realize that you're up against a pole, and you start tapping this pole to figure out where you are.
I didn't know what pole it was.
Where
did the pole come from?
It was the funniest thing in the world to sit there and watch Lester try to understand what just happened to him and what he's touching.
So because I grabbed this pole, and I'm like, wait, I'm nowhere near a post. How's there a post right here?
It wasn't vulgar. It was nothing like that.
Oh, no.
It literally was him just and you could see his mind trying to process it all.
And then I'm trying to say, where's the DJ booth at? Which way is the DJ coming from? And I try to get my bearings without pulling my goggles off. But so, so whenever I dance or probably even walk, it's kind of like when you have a car with bad tires and it keeps pulling to one side. You let go of the wheel and all of a sudden your car pulls off to one side. So I'm guessing when I'm dancing, I just pull off to one side.
Oh, snap. I was dying laughing. And Lissa's next to me, and we're both watching this unfold. And yes, everything else is happening around, and there was great dancing, but Lester running into the pole was top notch for me. And then I found that it's actually on the video, on Ellie's video as well. It's so good. It's down to 5 people left, and here's Lester who realizes that he has gone over the edge. That's all.
We had so much fun with that dancing. And so we will do that again at some point. And we're going to keep those goggles handy because what we did was we took sun tanning goggles, which are already very dark. And we took this marker and we went ahead and blacked them out all the way. So when you put them on, you couldn't see anything. You're blacked out, y'all. And so everyone kind of found their place on the dance floor and the music started and everyone started dancing to the different eras of music. The DJ was phenomenal. He had everything planned out and just kind of went through the eras of dance. And how crazy. And then I'm so embarrassed watching that part of the video because I'm like, I should have danced like that. I could have done that because I know different eras, but my mind went blank. It just went blank.
You were in the element. Well, so
I
here's
was
the
in
thing.
the element, y'all.
We were in our first outfits for that dance off.
Yes, that was early.
And I had very tall heels on at that point and should have taken them off for the actual dance. Did not.
No.
And I was at that point where like my feet were hurting. So like there was not a lot of feet movement. I was all arms at some point in time. And that was fine for me to be.
Hey, y'all better not leave and go watch that video right now. Everyone's saying where it's at. Y'all finish our live first and then go watch it. And then who would have known that Lissa, when she's Jake's fiance, has such an amazing voice. I knew she could also sing because we had her do a little skit for us once before, a little singing part. But man, when it came down to a competition, she took that mic, and that woman can really just create some beautiful.
Yeah, she has a great vibrato and just a really incredible pitch to her voice. I was so impressed by people having the bravery, the courage to sing. Xander sang last night, which was like a whole new thing. Like, well, Xander and I have always sung at the house and like just around each other, but I didn't expect him to get up in front of your family on a microphone with Uncle Dan and Buddy.
Have you ever heard of something called liquid courage, Jamie? Liquid courage.
I don't know anything about that.
No. I'm joking, obviously. But no, Xander was a sport. He had a great time. He was dancing. And I captured you and him karaoke.
Yeah.
At one point, you and he were singing together.
He was mostly singing.
Which was a beautiful moment. And so, no, that was fun. It was just a really fun night. But I tell you what, Jamie, and I don't know how you feel about this, even though we were tired, I wish the party had at least 2 more hours. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have gone for 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Because once the DJ plays the last song, then everyone's like, okay, it's time. That's the last call. That's the last song.
We wanted to be respectful to our neighbors.
Yeah, we have neighbors, and they don't need to be up all night hearing this party.
Yeah, I read that a lot of people said on Buddy and Steph's live on the Denman Homestead live tonight that they talked about that they would love to do this annually. So we would have to take a vote from the family and see if this is something that if everybody wants to do an annual prom or.
Well, I mean, the thing is, all you can do is offer it up and then just ask how many we're going to have participate. You don't have to make them go or make them come in this case, but I think that unless we was to go somewhere else, this is the only place that has the space to accommodate that many people with those types of activities.
Right.
And now that means a recreation of my Carrie video or Gary. It's going to be, no, we can only do it once.
You only get one show.
So we've used our cabin in the woods last year. We used Miss Pat, Mr. David. There has-beens on our show now because we've already used them. I'm kidding. And then, of course, we've done Carrie for our prom. That's over. We did the shadow figures. That's over. Our pond dweller. That's over. Boy, we're running out of materials, Jamie.
Yeah.
But no, we had a blast, y'all. And I'm feeling good. Jamie's feeling good. It was hard to get up and get going this morning. But animals are begging to be fed, and we already know that at a certain point it's time to get up and go. And so we get up and go. We will probably sleep good tonight, though.
I'm going to sleep good tonight. It was, I think for everybody had to put efforts in for this. We put our efforts.
Hold on. Someone says, why is my hand red? Y'all know. You just be happiest off my head and my face. Listen. Yes, that would be the fake BLOOD. Yes.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I made a video about it today.
Goodness.
It won't post for a few days, but it is everywhere.
Hey, there's one part of my video we have to talk about. And I don't know why in the world there were so many people who said this. Guys, I'm so sorry, and I will let it go. This will be the last thing that I'll say about my skit, Gary, not Carrie, Gary. This particular scene right here. Now, I'm just going to listen. That particular scene right there. Please tell me, without me saying a word, please tell me in the comments who that's supposed to be. Who is that? Come on now, Jamie. I need my glasses so I can read what people are going to say here.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us who you think that those two people are supposed to be or represent.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let me just go ahead and hold on. Jamie, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop. I just can't catch them all. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to put it away. Guys, hold on. Pause. Let me remove that. I almost ended our live because I'm so angry. That one went right over your heads. Guys, it was a fiery inferno. Gary created a fiery inferno. And with my telekinesis, I slammed the doors so there was no one could walk out of my fiery inferno. And then the music says, because I hurt, you're going to hurt. The pain from Johnny Cash. I hurt, so now you're going to hurt. Guys, you got to tie all of these things together. So I slam the doors. There's a fiery inferno. Since I hurt, now we're all going to hurt. And then I play that little scene. My friends, that was me and Jamie in heaven because we're skinny in heaven. Let me play it again. We're so skinny in heaven. Yeah, once we die, we're in heaven, y'all. We're skinny. We're skinny. That's us, the skinny Lester and Jamie, the other version of us.
You should be
walking out of the.
You want to be in heaven. I'd like to be skinny.
Everyone's now you're saying I totally missed that. I get it now. Okay, sometimes it happens. I thought it was brilliant. But someone goes, "What? I never saw."
Somebody says, "If you say so."
If you say so. Someone goes, "You're not going to heaven, Gary." Listen, we had fun, y'all. We had fun. But I thought that would be like really cute. Like after this whole fiery inferno.
We're just going to stand there and watch it burn.
Yeah, and it burns. This ring of fire. And also here comes me and Jamie walking out as skinny people. We're happy. We're skinny and we're good. We're fine now. And all of them, we don't know about them. All them horrible, evil people who put me through all that misery. Who knows where they're walking right now? But not me and Jamie. We're walking out nice and skinny and happy. Nobody gets my humor, man. Nobody gets me. Nobody gets me, Jamie. And I still got a little bit of blood on me. Oh, another big concern was the fact that we ruined a good set of guys. That was costume clothing.
Yeah, that was a costume.
That cost 17 or 18, whatever it was, on Amazon. It was a simple John Travolta slip on. You slipped it on. The buttons didn't even button. You slipped it on over your head. It was a one size fits pretty much anybody. Most. And yes. And so only the shoes, but the shoes will be fine. And I promise you, I will never wear them shoes anywhere except for maybe another Halloween skit. Okay.
The shoes are fine.
The shoes are fine.
And they did match my first dress. They were pretty glitzy.
They were. I actually wore the shoes with every costume because they kind of went with every costume.
They were fine. They're dance shoes, believe it or not. Oh boy.
And could they just bring out the magic in my footwork? My footwork was on point. Now that's maybe just my imagination.
But
maybe
tell them the mystery about how your knees didn't hurt.
I'm kind of embarrassed to talk about that. Actually.
I'm sorry.
How about you tell them and I'm going to fill up my drink. You want anything else?
I'm okay. No,
I'll be right back.
So Lester goes, I really thought that I was going to be hurt.
That's a joke. You saw I was limping?
I saw how you were limping. Lester was like, I really thought that I was going to be hurting today from all that twisting and dancing on concrete. Because if you don't know, Lester danced for a solid 4 hours last night. Solid. And that sometimes can make you a little sore the next day. It's like working out. Dancing is a workout.
Oh, absolutely.
So I found him a pair of shoes to go with each costume because he wasn't wearing white Crocs. Nasty, disgusting white Crocs with those costumes. So I bought those, and they ended up having that very slick sole on them, which made them very easy to dance with. And today he's like, I don't know why I'm not sore. I didn't even have to take ibuprofen. And I said, maybe it's because you danced and there was no friction, like it just was smooth for you. So we're calling them magic dance shoes because he is not sore today, which is kind of crazy. Absolutely crazy. Y'all, it was so fun to watch all those Maros, men and women, and my kid have so much legitimate joy and fun. And it wasn't faked for a video. It was together fun. It was light. It was sincere happiness and camaraderie and fellowship. And it was just like, just all the things that you want in an event that you've created and that you've set out to people. Of like, the day that I told Lester I want to have a prom, he was like, my family's not going to do that. Why?
Well, hold on. I knew they would do parts of it, but I did not know they would all be as outgoing and open with dance, song.
And when
games.
I sent out the text to the family that said we're going to do prom on this day, it's a gamble of if people are going to be like, that sounds dumb, or I don't know, that sounds boring, or that, that type of thing.
Hey.
So you really are vulnerable in putting yourself out there of saying, I want to do this.
And then don't think that it was every time we'd see a new video about so-and-so is going to go prom dress shopping. You're like, oh, good, they're going to come, because no one would tell you ahead of time. Oh yeah, we'll be there. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll do it. And then knowing that Tina went and got her dress, I'm like, good, Tina and Rob are going to come. And then whenever Megan went and got her dress, oh, good, Megan's going to come.
And listen, when I told Xander about it, he was like, and then
it was Kendra
who was like, I want to go.
Girls.
I want to go. And so, like, I think that it just became a fun thing, something to look forward to, and a difference. And
well, you know what's going to be crazy is, I can promise you this, next year the guys are going to want to come because we had fun. We will do that again. We'll do this again. I can promise you that. We'll have to change a few things up.
We'll have to change the theme too,
Well, okay. Yeah. So
that'd be fun.
Well, if we did it more around closer to Halloween, if we were able to, then we could have a Halloween. So it could be whatever. But it was kind of cute doing decades.
I think I really like, maybe we'd call, instead of prom, we call it a ball. Maybe it's Morrow Hill Ball.
Oh, a ball.
Something like that. But we just, I think that we get creative with it if we do it again. I mean,
we'll do something.
I think we would like to do it again.
Yeah. And then Longhorn Lester's is just the perfect venue for stuff. It's quiet. We only have 2 neighbors that could be disturbed. We let them both know that we're going to have music on till a little bit into the night. And they were completely fine. They said, you know what? Have fun. We did not invite our neighbors. We wanted it to be only the family. We've invited our neighbors to every event, and it was nothing against our neighbors or our fire chief. But we wanted it to be family only to make sure it was comfortable and people were able to enjoy themselves and not feel out of the, kind of out of sorts with strangers here. Strangers to them, not to us. I'd dance in front of anybody, but not everyone would.
That's true.
More surprises from the night. Ben, can we talk about Bennett? Can we talk about Ben?
I just ran across a clip of Ben that I loved so much in Papa's video that I had to, as we were getting ready for this live, I'm like, Lester, look at this moment right here. If you watch the videos more than once, I know that's a lot to ask.
We're not asking you to do that.
I watch the videos and I don't necessarily watch who's talking in the front. I can listen to that. But all of the stuff happening in the background of these videos is top notch. Like the whole dance video thing that was happening where you ran into the pole. That was not front and center in the video.
No,
that's
that was not the focus.
Background.
It was off in the corner. You had
so I encourage you, if you watch these videos, to look a little bit further than up front, because I will tell you that there is some funny stuff happening because people just were carefree and in their element and just truly enjoying the night. And I think that Ben really enjoyed the night.
Ben absolutely is enjoying life right now. And I'm going to say thank you to you all. No, seriously, I want to say thank you because your comments and the kindness that you have shared towards Ben has allowed someone who's always been a little bit kind of not sheltered, but kind of like inward,
reserved.
He's really starting to show himself and enjoying life.
Yeah.
And he's been able to do things because of your love and support that's helped him build his self-confidence and made him open up and be more free of just being himself. And I think that anyone who's watched the channel for a while, who remembers Ben from the early days to who Ben is today, you'll see that in a heartbeat, that Ben now is a very vocal and, and he's a star. Ben is just a star. And so we love him. He's so responsible. He'd made plans ahead of time to sleep over. And then this is kind of funny. I didn't even tell you about this. But so Ben actually fell asleep around midnight on the couch that we had moved into the shop. That was going to be the area for the kids to play on and the kids to lounge around about. And by midnight, Ben was conked out inside the shop. And so I don't know how or why, but I guess I do know why. Ben probably didn't want the dogs licking him in the face. So at some point, Ben comes inside the house and he's on the couch here behind me. So when I finally come to bed, it was probably 2:30 or 3. Ben is still fully dressed with shoes on and everything. And I almost took his shoes off for him. But then I thought, wait a minute, if he wakes up and I just thought that would be kind of awkward. He wakes up and at 3 a.m. and his uncle's pulling his shoes off. I just thought that'd be kind of weird. So I'm like, you know what? Ben, I love you, but you're sleeping in your shoes tonight. And so then the funny thing is, when Jamie woke up this morning at 6:30, whatever time it was, to let the dogs in or out, and Ben was already waking up, and he was like, I feel fine. I'm driving home now. Completely dressed, had his cane, had all of his
He's standing
top
here
hat.
with his cane and his hat on, and just standing here as I opened the bedroom door to let the dogs out. And it was like, hey, Ben. He's like, I'm fine. I'm just getting ready to leave. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, you just have to piece things together at that time in the morning after 4 hours of sleep.
But it was sweet because
that.
Ben sent me a text and he says, hey, I had a really good time last night. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me stay over. And I'm like, no, man, I didn't reply to this, but I'm like, thank you, Ben, for staying over. Thank you for not being one of those dummies who get on the road after you've been drinking that much. And so it was really neat because everybody who drank, their significant other drove them home. We were so careful about not wanting to be one of those types of people.
Everybody's very responsible when it comes to that.
Very.
I mean, Buddy and Steph pulled up their RV.
Buddy and Steph stayed in the RV. Tina drove Rob home. Jill drove Dustin home. Dan barely drank anything, so Dan drove himself with Lou and Brinley. It was just so fun, and I'm so happy that we did it, Jamie.
I think you were surprised at how much everybody enjoyed themselves. I think that
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was skeptical of any guys enjoying themselves. I was,
including yourself,
including myself. Now I knew that I had to be a host, so being a host, you kind of have to go out of your way to try to make sure everyone's involved. And I told Jamie that. And I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I don't remember half the night. I don't remember hosting anybody. I don't remember doing anything that a host should do. All I know is what I have on my video, and somehow I managed to find a way to get my skit together. But that was really because of her. Here we go with the damn skit again. Y'all are so tired of my damn skit. Tell them about the directing and the flip.
Let's just say that I was the DH, the designated hostess last night, because someone else was not, and I was the party mom and the true director, because Lester is getting ready to direct this event and talking nonsense. And I don't mean he's speaking in tongues. I mean
I was speaking in tongues.
He was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. So it says it so fast, and everybody's looking at each other like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, and he's like, okay, so everybody, and I was like, don't listen to him, listen to me.
Like,
action! Run that way. Run
action,
and
go!
I'm like, don't listen to Lester. Stop listening to Lester.
So Jamie had to take my vision, and she had to grab her camera and record everything at the angles that we needed it, the timing, the slow-mos. She had to really work. And then this morning, well, actually, after I began to kind of coming back to my senses last night, she sent me all of her footage. And then, so this is dumb. So I'm in the bathtub. I cannot sleep without a bath. You already know that. So what time of night was that? You fell asleep.
It was after 2. It was after 2.
I said, before you fall asleep, send me all of that footage because I'm going to work on it tonight. She goes, you can't do it tonight. You need to go to bed. I'm like, I can't sleep. I need to do it because my mind was consumed with my vision and I wanted to put it all together. So I'm in the bathtub and I'm just could not stop laughing and I'm laughing so loud. And I'm like, I'm going to wake up Janie. So I'm like trying to hold my laughter in, but it was just so funny to me seeing everything come together. And I was tying all these pieces in that I don't even remember happening. And so it was like I was seeing it myself for the first time. And it's my darn movie. It's my movie.
He was there.
I was there and I didn't even remember everything. But it was so darn good and so fun and funny. And I will say that I've watched my own movie probably 100 times today. And I've read every comment 3 or 4 times at least. And I keep going back to my phone every time I get a break and seeing what new stuff is out there. I will say overall, y'all have been so sweet and so kind to us and letting us have some fun. Because I know we're here for the animals. We're an animal channel, but guys, we are so much more than just animals. Remember that and tell your friends, tell each other, remind each other that there's so much more than just animals. Man, people are saying that I'm rambling on. Am I really rambling again?
That's all right.
It's okay. I'm actually good to go. It's on almost our hour is up. And if you're good to go, what else are you going to say about it?
There's more content.
You didn't tell me your biggest surprise of the night. I told you mine. Let me rename. I'm going to rename mine real fast. Xander being so open and not reserved. He was singing and he was dancing. I said my brother Dan being so. Once again, I saw Daniel in his element in his people, but never with so many people. It was great. And then of course, Buddy. So those are my 3 big takeaways of the night of how those 3 characters really showed themselves last night. And your big takeaways?
I said, like Avery said, the red carpet and then the participation from everybody on all the things. I think.
Oh, I have an idea. Finish your finish your thought, and then I have an idea.
I think that your dad sang karaoke last night.
My dad,
and that blew my mind.
So the sad thing is, no one recorded that.
I bet somebody did.
If it was recorded, I don't know where it's at. But my dad sang a song on the karaoke that he sang to my mom back when they were married.
You danced with me on that. Do you remember?
I did. Yes, I remember that I danced with you, and we were the only ones dancing.
I said that. I was like, dance with me, and we did.
Oh, you made me dance? Oh, I thought I grabbed you by the hand.
You
and
did.
Said, let's go.
You did.
But my dad sang a song, and that was beautiful, and that was a neat little memory. And yeah, my dad doing the karaoke. All I remember about that. Hold on. So here's my drink, and my drink was sitting there on the bar by the DJ booth. And I announced it, okay, guys, now it's time for our karaoke, blah, blah, blah. And people kind of gather around. And Dad walks up and Dad goes, what you drinking, bud? And I'm like, Dad, that's a pretty strong drink right there. And he, before I even finished, he did this, moved the straw, and he took the biggest gulp of my drink. And I'm thinking, does Dad realize that whatever he drinks is it's not gonna give him what he needs right now? But he gulped down a swallow, and then he got that mic, and my dad sang to my mama, and that was a beautiful moment.
It was a really awesome.
You know, my mom and dad are older, y'all, and my mom can still move. I should have said that was another one of my mom can still move. And my mom has taught all of us kids how to dance. My dad's never danced.
It was so apparent that she taught you all to dance because you two are out. You pulled her out to the dance floor and you're dancing with her and she has a move. All of a sudden, here comes Gran going, oh, I know that one. Then there's Jake. Then there's Tina. Even Rob got the Gigi dance move down pat. Everyone was on the dance floor dancing like G.
Just memories of my childhood consisted of my dad never dancing. My mom always dancing in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the living room. When certain TV shows were coming on, she'd come and knock on my door. Or my mom's always dancing around, just lively and dancing. I never see my dad dance. I think that they did dance together. They danced together.
Your dad was in the dance contest.
Oh, I gotta go watch that video
and he
again.
was not first out.
So you know what's kind of funny? When I watched Ellie's video, the dance contest, guess what I was watching?
Yourself?
Myself. All I was doing was trying to look around on his video, trying to find, where am I at? What am I doing? How do I look? Do I look stupid? I was, you don't know how much pressure was on me, though. There was a lot of pressure on me that I put on myself.
I'm like, you put that on yourself because you wore the same goggles as everyone else.
I know.
No, it was so fun, y'all.
I was going to say, why don't we ask anybody who's taken the time to watch the videos to name the best dressed, the best this, the best that? Can you think of anything? Like any categories?
Maybe I can do that on Timeout Tuesday.
Timeout Tuesday?
Okay?
Okay. Well, we have run our course. Our hour is now up. We're going to slowly ease our way out of this thing.
Now, Steph told me that she's joining me on Timeout Tuesday. I don't know if that means that the rest of the Real Housewives of Morrow Hill are going to join me too, but I bet Timeout Tuesday is a lot of prom talk. And it's going to be fun. You know, do you remember Buddy asking you to come to Man Monday?
Yeah.
Manly Monday?
Manly Monday. Bud wants to have a Manly Monday, our own version of some kind of a Timeout Tuesday, but would be a Manly Monday. Something we can talk man stuff.
You're going to be like beat your chest in the woods, that kind of Manly Monday?
I don't know what Bud plans on beating in the woods, but I don't know. Anywho, I don't know if we'll be doing a Manly Monday or not, but you girls can do your Timeout Tuesday and have fun with it. Oh my gosh, here we go. Yeah, the Manscaped Monday. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen, my friends. Funny, but probably not going to happen. Yeah, so they have seen those videos. Mm-hmm. Anyway, listen, once again, I just want to say thank you for loving us. Thank you for being so accepting of us. Thank you for understanding that our humor is not for everybody, but you just kind of like look the other way until it runs its course, and then we'll get back on track. But you allow us our fun, and we appreciate that. The comments today there have been very few people are saying things like they were saying earlier in the week. You do know why that probably is, right? Do you know what I announced on my Friday live at my Lunch with Longhorn Lester? The fact that I'm going to actually employ a couple of moderators because, and I'm going to let them work on all of the channels because the divisiveness has gotten to a point where it's not even fun now to read comments. Bree, you already know about this.
No, I know. I didn't know you were going to employ people because this weird thing is people have been messaging me, asking me.
Oh, that's where it came from. I should have probably told you this.
And I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I was so busy this weekend that I haven't had time.
Yeah, I haven't replied. If you're wondering why Lester hasn't replied to me, guys, I've been consumed. I've seen the emails. I've seen the messages. But no, I really do want to clean up. I want to just clean up the channels. And I think that at some point, people realize that enough is enough. If this is not your happy place, then go find it. And if you can't go find it, then you're going to be just out. And I think that people maybe realize that Lester's kind of at a frustration level up to here. Jake is up to here. Brienne is up to here. Jamie is up to here. And it makes it where it's not fun. It makes it where it's not fun. And so I think that it might be time to start cleaning up, cleaning house. And sometimes that means, ultimately though, I would take it personal if I enjoyed going somewhere every day just to spread my negativity. And all of a sudden one day, my voice is no longer being heard. So don't let that become you. Don't let that become you. My mama always says whatever all mamas say, if you can't find something nice, then just don't say anything. Which is probably why there are some people not saying a word today, because they really can't find nothing nice about my skit from the prom, which is, I thank you for that. Thank you for not saying anything. And then my nanny always said, you know what my nanny always said? Please,
You come to my kitchen, you eat my cooking.
if you come into my kitchen, you eat my cooking. And so ultimately, these pages are our kitchens. These are our kitchens, and this is our cooking.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did your pea pat have a saying?
Oh, my pea pat slammed the door in our faces. My pea pat didn't have a saying. She never talked to us. Okay.
Okay.
So
Just checking.
that was my pea pat saying, just like, don't answer the door. Her car's here. Wonder why pea pat won't answer the door. And all of a sudden we see the cracks in the blind. She's peeking at us. And I'm like, hey, pea pat. Hello. That was pea pats. That was my pea pat.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, we're so darn lucky to have it. I'm not gonna say lucky. I'd rather say blessed. Blessed just sounds more of how we feel about you all. Got the best darn audience out there who wouldn't ask or try to change you for anything. And it's been a really fun couple of days, but so busy. But life is about to slow down. We're going to get back to our animals. We're going to get back to what we do best, which we've never neglected a day with our animals. Don't think we've been ignoring the animals. Jamie's still bottle feeding everybody, and I'm still doing my thing. And we're staying busy. But we do love you. I'm going to let you finish it up. I've talked enough.
Y'all, thank you so much for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. And Lester's right. We are incredibly blessed to have made your acquaintance and to be able to share time with you. And we have a lot of great things coming out this week, still more prom things and just happenings around the farm. You'll see plenty of animal content and really just, great things to keep you entertained and give you a distraction from some of that ugly stuff that's going on in the world.
Can we just say, everyone pray for Israel? Can we just go ahead and just add that to the end of our life? Everyone say your prayers and keep Israel in your thoughts. I can't imagine, and I'm not a political person, and so everyone knows I'm not political, but I'm a human. And just keep all them folks. Keep all them folks in your thoughts. And because I don't know what's going to happen over there. And I don't know what implications. Well, there goes our light. What does that tell us?
Dang!
Carrie! I don't know. Was it my hand that turned it off?
You just turned
it was my elbow turned it off. But you never know what kind of implications things that have to do with your allies is going to have, how it's going to affect us. So obviously all of our men and women who wear that uniform, all of our leaders, they need to be at their best right now. Our leaders need to be at their best because the decisions that have to come out of Washington, they have to be very thought out and strategic and on point. There's no time for politics. There's no time for playing the left or the right and all that nonsense that we put up with every other day. This is serious. And so prayers to Israel and prayers to our leaders and prayers to our men and women in uniform. And just know that we have fun. We have a good time. And we love that y'all, take your escape with us. But we also know that in the real world, there's other things going on that consume you and that you worry about. So like Jamie said, thank you for taking a break with us once in a while, taking a break from all of that. But we don't think that we're not aware of what's going on. Very aware, like you are. I really will stop talking now.
All right. You all have a very safe week, and we will see you soon. We love you, and thank you for loving us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for loving us.